And welcome back. A record investment from Google headlined a very big year for development across the river in West Memphis, Arkansas. Now, city leaders are working to make sure that the economic success of 2025 isn't just a blip on the radar, but the new normal. Here to talk more about carrying those gains over into the new year is West Memphis Mayor Marco McClendon. Mayor, welcome back to 3 to 3. Good to see you as always. How have you been doing?
I've been doing well.
Good, man. Good. Let's talk about largest private investment in Arkansas history. We're talking about Google. 2025, not a bad year for West Memphis. How did it happen?
Definitely, it has not been. Google has been the biggest investment, and with a lot of the ancillary business that's coming along with it, and what it's going to bring to our community, tax revenue, opportunity for our people that live there, and just good jobs for our city.
So, Mayor, is this actually paving the way? I heard a new term used that you folks in West Memphis are using, Digital Delta West. What does that mean?
Well, exactly. We know this area is being framed as Digital Delta, but we just want to let them know it's on the west side that's happening. We've got a lot of great things going on over there, and with Google just being the star that's going to make our city be more Digital Delta friendly, we just want to make sure they know that's the Digital Delta, but it's in the west.
What does that mean for paving the way for improving our schools, paving the way for better jobs, and just really investments in West Memphis and the entire Mid-South?
Well, definitely giving our region an opportunity to do better. And definitely when they come down to our school, it's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars that's going to go to our school. And exactly, the city is working on a STEM center that's going to be the first for our city as well. But then Google is giving scholarships to Arkansans all over the state to come in and learn AI and anything that pertains to AI innovation.
What is this said about the buy-in of West Memphis? I mean, you have got the governor of Arkansas also coming to West Memphis to say you all are doing it right. What did it take to really kind of change things and improve things?
Well, for a long time, West Memphis was one of those cities. We were just over on the eastern part of the state, and I think that West Memphis was forgotten about it. But I think with definitely having the right people around you, and we working hard, we started to put the mindset that we can go after these and attain these opportunities. And we was able to get Google, but right before we got Google, we got this place called Buc-ee's. That was a great and exciting new venture that's coming to our city.
So what's going on? What is the latest, Mayor, with Buc-ee's? Because a lot of folks, there's a lot of buzz about it. A lot of folks want answers. When will that groundbreaking be? And how large of a project is this?
Well, definitely. The groundbreaking is, we are predicting it to be around March or April of this year. When the federal government shut down, we were waiting on some information from the FDA, and definitely just came back from Washington, and we was able to get that taken care of. And definitely it's going to happen in March or April. That's what we are predicting to move forward. We're waiting on the 30%. The last 30% would be 90% of the plan to make sure everything move forward.
All right, from Buc-ee's to, let's say, public safety and issues like blight, because those issues still matter. They still hit home with a lot of folks. What's West Memphis doing about those?
Well, definitely keeping the blight down in our city going to take the people of West Memphis. And one of the things that we have to do was work with the people of our community, because we know a cleaner city is a safer city. And definitely we doing this thing called Boots on the Ground. We got another one coming up in January.
Okay.
And with a buy-in to all the people within our community, if you just clean up your property, your area, and it spreads over the city, that means the whole city become clean. But definitely our sanitation department doing a great job. We're working with our county to get big dumpsters to roll off so if you have furniture and old things like that you need to throw away, we are providing places for them. We even picking up garbage on Saturdays as well.
I was just, as I was telling you earlier during the break, in West Memphis yesterday. What's the buy-in from the folks over there? What do you hear from that average mom and pop, when they come up to you to talk about your city?
Well, it's always going to be that very, very few. But definitely you have a lot of people that buy in there, because some people saying, well, Mayor, we haven't seen this type of movement in our city in over 30 or 40 years. And it excites me and it motivates me, because it lets me know that I'm working for them. I was born and raised in West Memphis, and being able to give them the opportunity to be successful is being great. And when we work with economic development, when we work on quality of life, peace of life, we just finished our Tilden Rogers Park, which is going to give our children new turf baseball fields, volleyball, basketball, all those have pickleball courts. As well, we just bought our new golf course.
A new golf course.
Municipal, semi-private golf course that's going to give our people an opportunity opportunity to be able to enjoy the things they only hear about when they're actually listening to your stories here on the news. So definitely getting them to buy in on things that they wish like Southland is doing and getting ready to do their big expansion. So it's so many things, it's so much excitement that's going on.
Wait, did you say another Southland expansion? I mean, what are they going to be doing?
Did that fall out?
Yes, it did.
Well, definitely, yes. It's a big expansion. They're talking about doing another hotel that's worth another convention center. Well, their first convention center and another hotel.
That could be huge,
Yeah,
that will be huge.
Will be huge.
Look into that future for us, Mayor McClendon. What else is likely to happen, or that you can kind of give us a sneak peek about for 2026? Because West Memphis, I take it, is not done yet?
Well, definitely. And I'm glad you asked that question. Actually, in 2026, we got some things that we've been working on with our state legislator,
Okay.
the governor. 3 things. That first of all, starting January the 1st, our food sales taxes are going to drop down to 3.8%. There'll be no state tax on our food. And when you provide food for the people of our community, the people being able to go out and buy food, something that God has given us, that and don't have to pay the tax on it, that's going to be well. But also been working also on our border city exemption tax, which if we want to attract that talent to West Memphis and say, well, hey, you don't have to pay any state taxes in the city of West Memphis, just like in Memphis, Tennessee. We want to be competitive as that. But also what's going to be big for, while working on issue 3, something that I am supporting, what that is, that's going to allow us to create economic development districts where we'll be able to help use some of that money to be able to do things with infrastructure, just like Tennessee does with the TIF. We'll be able to do it right here in West Memphis. So that's going to allow more opportunity, more business, more home ownership, more infrastructure, as well as commercial business in our city.
Are you having fun doing this? I mean, I know there's a lot of work, a lot of things go on behind the scenes that we'll never see. What's this like for you, just to see this evolution?
Well, I'm so excited about the things that goes on here. Matter of fact, sometimes it amazes myself some of the things that we are able to pull off. If I was able to go into all of the economic development projects that we are working on right now that we just about to pull, the people of West Memphis don't have to worry about the job. If you think about the tax revenue and different things like that, people don't have to worry about being in other areas. They can come to a place where crime is relatively low. They can come to a time where food is almost going to be free besides no taxes. So it's going to be some of the great things that's happening in West Memphis in 2026.
What do they call West Memphis?
West Memphis.
Well, leave it at that.